Hi, John Kelly back again for the third part of our WordPress how-to tutorials. And we're going to, in this particular one, we're going to go into more detail about the dashboard, uh, different functions we can do in there, such as with creating a new user, creating and managing pages, and creating and managing blog posts. And of course, we're going to get into more detail, deeper and deeper with each video as we go in. So bear with me. We're trying to keep these short and sweet as much as possible, under 10 minutes. So let's get back into the back end of our dashboard. If you notice, I'm already logged in here because you can see our admin bar up here. Okay, so all I have to do is go up here to where it says dashboard, and I'm back in my dashboard again. Now, I am in here as an admin, meaning that I have the highest permission to use this website. Well, we can set up different user roles for WordPress, and this might come in handy when you have more than one person to work on your website, or more than one person contributing content or blog articles to your website. And so what we want to do is show you how to create those new user roles. But there's another feature here as well. Me being an admin means I have access to everything that can be had to within a WordPress website, as far as all its options and functions and features and tools and the editor and you name it. Okay, but there's one problem with that. You probably just want to use your website and you don't need all that. But you know what happens, your mouse gets curious and you want to come over here and you would click on something like that, and then you're in here, and next thing you know, you're seeing all this code, and then you type something, you accidentally hit update file, and next thing you know, your website doesn't work. Okay, so if that's enough to scare you, good. I'm glad it did, because you really don't need to have access to that, unless of course you're a more advanced user, you know HTML and CSS, and you would like to have access, then by all means you can certainly do so. But what we'd want to do for the average WordPress user, the average website user, is to give them uh, a role which is not as damaging, let's say. So what we're going to do is set up a new user here. And chances are you're already one of these users. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go down here where it says all users and see what's here. Well, there's only one, and that's me. That's the admin. Okay, so what I want to do is create a new one. So I go to users, add a new one, and I'm going to give this a username. Let's just say this is manager. Okay, and let's say the email is info at 6x6design.com, and we can give it a name. And the name is important too, because when you create new blog posts, it will assign an author to it. And so if an author title is important to you, make sure you give a name in here. Okay, passwords. I talked about passwords before. Make sure they are very strong. This little strength indicator down here will tell you how good of a job you're doing. Make sure it's uppercase and lowercase, and in fact it even gives you a hint over here of how to do all that. It says use numbers, uppercase, lowercase, and symbols. Okay, a good hint, a good key there is to press the shift button and then press the numbers going across. So if you have a combination that you remember, press the shift button and type your combination. That'll use all special characters. It's pretty strong. Alright, so for our purposes right now, we're just going to make the password test. Now if you notice, I did capital T, lowercase est. It's saying that's very weak. So I'm going to make test user, capital U, lowercase ser. Says still not really that good. Okay, so ultimately, as you get better with this, I'm going to type some numbers in there, and there you go. Now it says it's strong enough where you really shouldn't have a problem. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, for our purposes, I'm going to put it in as test user, and we're going to leave it medium because I'm going to ultimately change that password when we're done. Now, so I'm creating a new password for somebody, a new user, new password, and then I want to send it to them in that email that they have. Okay, now the next thing is what role do you want to give them? Well, a subscriber is the basic WordPress role. That means they have the ability to go in and maybe make a blog post. That's about it. Okay, but they can't, most of the stuff that you see on the left hand side here disappears. You can always, as an admin, go in here and change these roles to whatever you wish. So it's not a one-time set and forget thing. You can change it as often as you wish. Chances are you're going to be the second highest level if you're watching this video and you're the editor. So we're going to click on editor and make this manager John Kelly. That's going to be the new editor role. So I click add new user. Now you can see that it shows the existing users now, and what's going to happen next is I'm going to get an email. Actually, I'm going to get two emails. One's going to be an email telling me that this is the email to me, the manager, saying here's my username, my password, and here's the link to log into the website. And the administrator is also going to get an email. Whoever's admin is always going to get an email that says, hey, you got a new user, but all they get is the new username and an email address. They do not get the password. All right. So let's log out of here as the admin and let's log in as the manager and just see how much changes over here. Okay, I've logged out of that. I'm going to type in my new manager, and it's going to be test user. Oops, screwed it up. Test user, and log in. And yeah, we'll update the password for now, but again, I'm going to change this anyway. Okay, so now I'm in here. And one of the things that you see is everything that we cleaned up here for the admin all came back. Well, that's because you're a new user. So you have your own screen to look at, kind of like Windows with different Windows users. So if I go over here to screen options, remember, I can get rid of all the things that I don't want. Get rid of all this stuff here, blah, blah, blah. And I'll keep recent comments there. Okay. So, and again, you can drag and arrange these in any order you want. Alright, but notice our menu over here. A lot is cleaned up over here. We have, for example, appearance and things like that, plugins. All those different features are gone. Okay, but again, that's all for admin roles. But it does leave the things that we're most likely going to use as an editor of our website. So this is a good thing. So first off, what we're going to talk about next is the two different things that we're going to work with the most. And one is called posts, which is for the blog, and the other one is called pages, which is called static content for your website. Okay, so when I click on this, you notice a little arrow next to it. It opens it up and it shows you all pages of the website or add a new one. And the other one over here says posts, all posts on the website, or add a new one, or a category for your posts. And we'll get into tags later. Other things we have on here, media. Media is how we can upload and add images, PDF documents, Word documents, music, etc. We can put all kinds of stuff up here through our media library. Your website actually creates a library and stores things for you. And we can also create links on our website for links to other websites that you may find interesting or popular or whatever. That's another feature. It's not really a feature that we use that much anymore, but it is something that we'll get into in a little bit later on. Alright, but most importantly, it's pages and posts that we're going to work with the most. And that's what we're going to talk about in the next tutorial. So hang in there.